As we've discussed before, there are many different learning cycles or instructional models that you might use in your classroom. But regardless of which model you use, they all have certain elements that are similar. Every lesson, good lessons are going to have some basic components that are always there. Whether it's in a single day or whether it's over several days, you'll have each of these pieces in there somewhere. And the first thing is that you get students ready to learn whatever it is that you want them to learn. Some people call this a hook or a focus. On the 5E model, it would be your engage piece. It could be anticipatory set or lead. The purpose of this is to capture the student's attention and establish a mindset for learning. In the digital space, this could be a short, high-interest video, a compelling image, a thought-provoking question, or a poll. It could even simply be a video that you create on your phone or your computer of you setting the stage for the lesson, letting them know what they're going to be learning today, what the expectations are. Think of it in terms of your kids coming into the classroom, getting to their desk, the bell rings, and you start the lesson. You start with some sort of hook or focus to let them know what they're going to be learning today, what materials they need, why it's important, make connections to the real world, whatever you do that really sets up their mindset for learning for the day. You need to do that in a digital space as well. Just set them up for the learning that you want them to acquire for that particular session. The next chunk is actually going to be the learning piece. This is the block of content or several blocks of content that you want them to learn during this lesson. This is your primary block of learning content. And so in the digital space, this could be a video. It could be a video that you've created. It could be a video that you've gotten from a content provider such as YouTube or BrainPop or Khan Academy. It could be an interactive simulation. It could be a reading or a graphic organizer or a data table. But one thing to think about is you need to provide some context for the students as to what they're going to do with it. So don't just plunk a link down in your Schoology. Set the stage for what you want them to do with this block of content. It could be some sort of framing that you would give them in the classroom, but whatever it is, it's you're setting them up for the learning, what you want them to accomplish. If you're putting a video there, maybe it's some things that you want them to look for in the video or some things that you want them to define so that you've given them a purpose or something to focus on as they watch that video. At some point during that, either concurrently or afterwards, you're going to need to check understanding. You do this in the classroom in real time. In a lot of cases, you can read body language and things like that. You don't have that in the digital space. And so you may have to be more intentional. This is where students have the opportunity to discuss and process the learning, check their understanding. It could be you want them to collaborate on a doc with a partner. Maybe they're doing some defining or organizing or summarizing on a thinking map or responding to direct questions. Whatever it is, it's a way for you to see, did they get it? Make sure that you're putting those checks for understanding or those opportunities for students to process or grapple with the content as they learn it. Additionally, you'll want students to, at some point, apply what they've learned in a new context, a new situation. This is where they demonstrate their understanding of the concept that you taught them. It could be applying skills to a real-world problem. It could be designing a product or publishing a website or curating a list of examples. This piece could also be your assessment, where you see, did they in fact learn it at the depth or the complexity that I wanted them to learn it in. Some additional pieces that you may have in your lesson, whether it's a traditional face-to-face lesson or a digital online lesson, is reflecting, sharing, and extending. We have some tools in Schoology that are available to us for reflection. In the past, we've used Flipgrid, but now we actually have discussion boards where students can post a video or an audio or reflect in text. Sharing can also happen in Schoology, whether they are sharing within a discussion board or you have put a media album for them to post pictures and video and add comments. Of course, this comes with some teaching of expectations that needs to go with it. And then, of course, you're going to need to have some opportunities for your students, your higher level students, to extend their learning and to dig a little deeper. And this would be an opportunity for you to maybe give them some choices based on their interest in how they dig a little deeper or what content they want to extend their learning on.